the Quennevais School Art Department. There's 3 of us in Team Art. There's Miss Hesseltine, Miss Croak, the Head of Art, and myself, Mr. Jones. And we all teach art, but we also have some other specialisms. So, for example, Miss Croak also teaches photography and textiles, and I teach photography as well. But Year 7, what's it all about? Well, I think a lot of you might think that you know how to paint. Well, I'm going to tell you that you don't, because I'm talking about how do you really paint, like a real artist would paint. And that's what we learn very much in Year 7. So when we look at this painting, I know you're very much better than this, but this is a classic example of what we see when we think about painting when we're younger, because this is all about colouring in and filling up between the lines rather than thinking about every single brush mark. And that's what we get to teach you in Year 7, so that by the time you're in Year 11, you can do amazingly sophisticated work like this beautiful painting here done by Bella last year. So we get you to start by thinking about every brush mark by doing some really simple exercises like you can see here. But each one of these exercises might seem simple, but actually to do it really well requires great concentration and great effort. And we produce these lovely little compositional paintings, thinking about how to layer paint, how to use different colours, rhythms of colours together to create some really interesting compositions like these. And then we look at a couple of the greats. So we look at Van Gogh, and I'm sure lots of you will have looked at Van Gogh and looked at Monet at primary school, but we dive in a lot deeper into the techniques that these 2 artists in particular have used and how you can interpret those ways of working as well. So to become great, we need to be learning from the greats as well. Okay, so learning from the likes of Van Gogh is a really helpful way to start. So we do start by giving you lots and lots of really simple exercises to do, looking at this example by Van Gogh, the Starry Night painting, which I'm sure you all know, but we provide you with expertise all the way through, like examples of how to do stuff, step-by-step guides, so that everybody can get a little bit better every single week. We also have our Van Gogh competition, our timeline competition, which runs up until Christmas, and that's always an amazing event at the school. We also learn how to write like an artist would write about an artist like an art critic would, a bit like Anton Ego here from Ratatouille and how he spoke about the ratatouille in the restaurant. We speak like that about an artist's work, and we learn about all the real colours that an artist would use rather than just saying red, pink and blue. We learn about cobalt blue and French ultramarine and Prussian blue and all these different colours, and where we see those in the paintings. So we get examples of work like this. This is a Year 7 piece of writing, just talking about the colour in this painting. This isn't even talking about the whole painting, but just the colour. And so you can pause the video here if you want to read that in a bit more detail. We also then study the work of Monet. As you can see here, here's some examples of some of the paintings that we do. And this time, rather than working in our sketchbooks, we tend to work large scale. And here's an exhibition of that work. So by the end of Year 7, you really have no excuses. You will totally understand how to paint. That's such an exciting place to be in. And that's why, you know, when you'll see the work around the school, why we have such amazing results at GCSE and the work is so good. It's because of exactly what we do in Year 7. So we can't wait to teach you it in September.